Welcome to Arlington County's tutorial for how to upload plans and documents for ePlan. This guide applies to mechanical, electrical, plumbing, fire, elevator, and building plans and permits. Depending on the type of permit and the answers to the questions on the application, some permits require plans, forms, or other documents to be uploaded and submitted for review. The application cannot be submitted until that's done. This tutorial will go over the requirements for files uploaded into the ePlan system, as well as how to actually upload and submit plans once your permit application is complete. Please visit building.arlingtonva.us for more video guides on walking through the applications, as well as guides on how to submit revisions once something has been rejected, and specific details about the plan's forms or other submission requirements for each permit type. Now, I'm going to highlight some of the requirements for files uploaded into ePlan. Plans and documents that don't follow these requirements may be rejected and returned to the applicant to correct. First, any construction drawings or plans should be submitted at a minimum size of 11 by 17 inches. This is to help the legibility of the plans as well as provide adequate space for the county approval stamp. All plans should include a 3 by 3 blank space at the top right corner of each sheet. This space is for Arlington County's approval stamp, which applies at permit issuance. This example shows you what you want to leave in the upper right-hand corner. The stamp will cover any information or details in the upper right-hand corner and may cause rejection at inspection if it covers necessary information, such as this example here. Next, each plan sheet should be uploaded as an individual PDF file. For example, if you have a plan set with 10 pages, then it should be submitted as 10 separate PDF files, one for each sheet. Please do not submit multi-sheet plans in one PDF file because this impacts the review and the approval stamps. Other documents such as calculations, product information, forms, and letters can be submitted as multi-page PDF files. Please submit each of these as its own PDF. For example, if a submission includes both product information and calculations, submit those as two separate PDF files, one file for the calculations and one file for the product information. Another example, if the submission is 3 different sets of calculations, please submit each of the 3 sets of calculations as separate PDF files. 3 separate PDF files total. In addition, PDF files should not include any document security, such as encryptions or passwords. This will create errors that prevent the staff from viewing the files. Next, PDF files should be single layer and vector scalable. Every effort should be made to submit in this format, but if you aren't familiar with these terms or that technology, it likely doesn't impact your files. Finally, the ePlan system uses the names of the file to show staff reviewing the plans and documents what's been uploaded, and it helps them find specific sheets. So it is critical to have the file name closely match the sheet name and number. Please keep in mind that revisions must have the exact same file name as the original file. So when you're naming files, please don't include things like the date in the file name and try to avoid using long or complex file names. For example, there's no need to include the address or the job name in the file name. For more information and details about file naming conventions, please go to the website listed on the screen. Now, let's walk through a few examples. This is an electrical sheet. In the lower right-hand corner, it shows the name E400 and it's an electrical riser diagram. So either of the examples on the screen would be acceptable file names. The important part is that the PDF file name and the information on the screen align. Let's look at some examples of file names that would likely cause challenges with plan review and may cause the permit submission to be rejected. These three examples make it difficult to find the sheet and correctly provide comments and information. Next, let's take a look at this architectural sheet. In the lower right-hand corner, it shows the name 2 of 7 and its existing plan of the first floor. So either of the examples on the screen is an acceptable file name. Notice that the A for architectural was added in front of the file name and it's clear which floor. That way, Plan Review can quickly find the first floor and the second floor files. Now, here are some more examples of file names that would likely cause problems and rejections. Please do not use file names such as those shown on the screen now. Next, let's look at this plumbing sheet. The lower right-hand corner shows P102, and it's a demolition of existing plumbing on the 5th floor. Once again, either of the examples on the screen are acceptable file names. Again, let's take a look at some of the file names that wouldn't be acceptable. Looking at the file names, you may have noticed now that there is a number of ways to use spaces, underscores, dashes, or periods. That doesn't have an impact on the file name. The focus should be on the sheet number and the sheet name matching, as well as the start of the first letter aligning with what type of plan it is, such as P for plumbing, M mechanical, or E electrical. Finally, let's take a look at an example of a form. Since it's not a plan sheet, it doesn't have sheet numbers and it could be a multi-page PDF file. So the acceptable file name is slightly different. Again, here are some examples. Now let's take a look at examples that would be rejected. In this case, just saying mechanical or just saying waiver or just saying form 1 makes it difficult to understand which type of form or waiver is being submitted. Earlier, we discussed that file naming is important because the ePlan system uses names of files to show staff reviewing the plans and documents what's been uploaded, and it helps them find specific sheets. Here are a few screenshots from county projects. This first example doesn't follow the naming conventions, and as you can see, it makes it difficult to know what is within each file. For example, for permit, revision 2, page 1, page 2, page 3, etc., as shown in the lower left example, makes it very difficult to know, are those mechanical plans, architectural plans, what are the details? Same for the example above, lot 4 electrical plans, lot 4 mechanical plans. Are these electrical plans of the lighting, the power riser diagram, mechanical demolition, or duct layout? These examples should not be used and should be avoided. Next, let's take a look at some examples that do follow the naming conventions and make it much easier for staff to understand what the files are. On the example to the left, you can see that it follows the letter to begin with, the numbers of the sheet, and then provides a short descriptor of what the work is, such as general notes, lighting demolition, or a little lower down, mechanical specifications, mechanical schedules, and mechanical details. To the right of that, you'll see another example. It starts again with the letter A, then has 6 and has interior elevations. Then it calls out the ADA form and the asbestos form. In each of these examples, it's very clear that it has the starting letter, sheet number, and the description of work that makes it easy for staff to find this information and review your plans. Now that you have the file naming format correct, let's walk through how to upload and submit your files. This is the home screen that you see each time you log into ePlan. You can see here all of the permits that you've submitted recently. To get to the screen to upload your plans, you want to click on the folder to the right with the permit that you're looking for. In this case, I'm going to use this mechanical permit, which is missing required documents for the example. If you accidentally click on the wrong permit or want to return to the home screen, you can always click on Projects in the tab on the upper right here. I am using the example of a mechanical permit, but this guide still applies to electrical, plumbing, fire, elevator, and building permits as well. But there may be some slight differences in the options existing under the permit type for the required documents, as well as the disciplines that display. Now, I'm seeing the application on the screen. I'm going to go ahead and go to the left-hand corner here on the upper left and click on the Plan Documents tab to get to the screen to upload. Next, we need to find the plans on the computer. You want to click the Browse button in the lower left corner. This will pop up a screen of your computer that lets you select your files. You want to navigate to the correct files that you've prepared. You'll notice with what's showing on the screen that my files follow the file naming conventions. You want to click on the document you want to upload. You can upload multiple documents at once if you want to do so. If you're using Windows, you can do so by clicking on the first document, holding down the Control key, and clicking on each document that you want to upload. If you're using a Mac, you can hold down the Command key and do the same thing. It's recommended that you browse and upload only 10 PDF files at a time to prevent errors with too large of a file size. Next, you want to click Open and wait for the files to load here. Then you want to select the discipline and the sheet type. In this case, the first is an application document, so I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to say that this is the notarized affidavit. You want to continue to go through for each discipline type that aligns and select the correct sheet type. Again, depending on your permit type, these options may vary. After the discipline and sheet type are provided for each file, please click on the Upload button, which is towards the middle of the screen here, just to the right of the Browse button. The system will ask you if you're sure you want to upload these documents. You want to say yes. It may take some time to upload the files depending on your internet connection and the file size. If completed successfully, the upload status will say success. If there's an issue, such as it's a file type not accepted, if you tried to upload, say, a JPEG, for example, it will not say success here. You can continue this process for all the documents you need to upload. I'm going to go through the process of uploading again so you can see how it appears with multiple uploads. So we'll go to Browse, navigate to the folder, and select my remaining files. Now, you'll see here in green, it says these are pending upload and these are success. You want to make sure you've completed all of your uploads. before submitting. So we're going to click Upload again and say, yes, we're sure we want to upload these files. Now you'll notice that it only says success next to the documents I most recently uploaded here. The other documents have already been uploaded and we made no changes to them. If I've accidentally made a mistake in uploading, I can click the delete button here. Now, we do not recommend deleting files after you've submitted. For more details about how to do revisions correctly, please see the video available on our website. Once all the documents have been uploaded, please click the green Submit for Review button in the upper right-hand corner here. Your permit will not be received for processing until you click this button. Now I have the notification that my application has been successfully submitted. And you can see in the upper right-hand corner here, the status has changed to processing submission. If I go back to my home screen under projects, again, by clicking to the tab in the upper right-hand corner here, I can see that that permit that we worked on is in submission processing now. An applicant will receive emails provided based on the email on the application at critical points that require you to take action, or you can check back on the home screen for status at any time. To learn more about the permitting process, how to respond to rejection comments and revise your application or plans, how to schedule inspections, and other information critical to the permitting process, please visit building.arlingtonva.us.